Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. All right, so eventful morning and afternoon on the main channel, Currency 365, as Iran has lifted all sanctions of an implementation day. Breaking historic news, and so been dealing with that on the main channel and all the other news, and now we're going to go into stocks, okay? I'm going to look at three stocks. I'm going to do three separate videos. We're going to break them down. The first one we're going to break down and look at if it's a buy or sell. It's Netflix, okay? Netflix. The stock symbol is NFLX, okay? And they are on the NASDAQ Stock Exchange, and let's see what's going on. Let's see if Netflix is a buy or sell, just by looking at the charts, okay? So let's see. Some of you guys might own Netflix, actually. And some of you guys are probably just watching to see if it's a good buy or not. Okay, so let's get into it here. Let's see. Today is January 16, 2015 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so it says here that Netflix, this is for Friday. Friday, Netflix opened at 102.43. The high was 105.50. The low was 101.72. The close was at 104.04. The volume was 19.8 million. The change was minus 3.02, which also in percentage is minus 2.82%. Okay? The RSI 14 is at 37.31, which is low. Okay? The average is 50. Above average is anything between 60 and 70. The power range is over 70. Okay, so this is really low, and this is why it's in a downward spiral right now. Okay, let's see. The 50-day moving average is at 117.66. So that will be at this point resistance. The 200 moving day average is at 102.54. Okay, so that's going to be support because that's underneath 104.04, which is closed at. Okay, anything if the lines are some of you guys don't understand. If the lines, if the moving day averages are below the 50 and the 200, the ones that we usually use. There is the other ones, the 5-day moving average, the 10-day, but the ones that we usually use for advanced charts and stuff like that, and to really signal where things are going, is the 50-day and the 200. The 100 is okay as well, but the 50 and the 200 are really the key ones, okay? And if they're below the price per share, then they're acting as support, okay? If they're above, they're acting as resistance, okay? So let's see here. So we got one support, which is the 50 at 117.66, and we got one that's support at 102.54, okay? So let's go to the MACD, the Mac Daddy of them all. All right, so the MACD is actually in sell mode. Okay, the money is, if it's above, if you look at the MACD and if it's above, if the bars are above, that means money's coming in, is buys coming in. If it's below, the bars are below, that means selling is coming in. Okay, and also, let's see. The lines, the graphic lines are down. Okay, one's at let's see, one's at minus 1.811, and the other one's at minus 0.895. Okay, so if they're at around zero or above zero, that means that it's money's coming in. And if it's below, that means there's a lot of sellers and the money's coming out. Okay, let's add the SAR to this and see what we get. Hold on one second. Let me add the Parabolic SAR to see where we're truly at on that. Okay, so the SAR has been added. Okay. Is this the weekly? Okay, it went to a weekly. Let me go back to the daily with the SAR. Okay, so the SAR has been added to the daily chart, and let's see what we see here. The SAR is at 121.00. All right. For those that are actually listening and actually pulled it up, Netflix on the advanced chart, and are looking at it with me, you can see what I'm talking about. Those are just listening, then you're just listening. But if you want to participate and click on the go to an advanced chart that you might have or on a website and look at Netflix NFLX, you're welcome to join me. Okay, so the SAR is at 121.00, and we know that the closing price was 104.00. So that tells us that the stock is a sell according to the Parabolic SAR. But that doesn't that doesn't mean that you have to sell. That doesn't mean that you're not in a good position, okay? The SAR says sell, but that doesn't mean the chart says a sell, okay? You got to understand the difference between the two. Okay, so then the chart's been on the Parabolic SAR has been in a sell position for 3 days, well, about 3 days now. Okay, so just recently, it was in buy mode. Okay, and now it's in sell mode. Okay, so now let's look at the weekly chart. Let's go to the weekly chart with the SAR on it, and let's see what we see. Click there. So you guys that have your graphs out in your charts, go to the weekly chart and let's look at what it sees. Okay, it goes all the way back to about mid 2013, or maybe about September. Yeah, about September 2013. It gives me. Okay, so Netflix went from, let's see here. Man, this thing was down in the, this thing exploded, man. But it's actually exploded, but it's been going up and down. If you look at the chart, it was all the way down to about $40 a share back in about 2013, and then it just started exploding. Then it came back down. It exploded to 70, came back down to the 50s and 40s, exploded back to 70 range, and then it finally broke out of the 200 moving day and explode, or is that the 50-day moving average? Okay, that's 50. Okay, and it just exploded up to 80, and then 90, and then 100, 110, 120, 130. So, man, this if you were in this stock in 2013, man, but remember they were having a lot of problems back then. So I don't know how they were able to fix it. Was it because of the streamings and stuff that happened? I don't get it. I don't know how Netflix became so powerful. I know, I mean, I guess because people liked the shows that were on there or something. Something had to give, because Netflix was on his way out at one point. They were like, is Netflix going to really do anything? And then all of a sudden, boom, they started exploding, okay? So you have on the weekly chart, you actually have the 50-day moving average is at support at 96.14, and the 200 moving day is at support at 51.74. Okay, so let's see here. So the chart, so the SAR is at a sell, but we don't have to. That doesn't mean that the stock is a sell. Okay. Especially the position is at. So let's go back to the daily charts. So go back to the daily charts with me. Okay, so now we're back on the daily charts, okay? Now, if you look at it here, there was, let's see. I'm trying to see this thing right here. It was a big red candle the day before it, the 3 days ago, and then it looks like it was up. Yes, was Thursday and then down Friday. Okay, but right there, if you're looking on the chart, you see that it touched or actually went below the 200 moving day, and then it came right back up right to the support level, and then it closed at 104 0.04. So it has to hold this level, okay? It has to hold 102 at 102.54. That is the 200 moving day average, and I believe it will. There's some big name people that came out and said that they bought in the last couple of days. This is why I'm doing Netflix, okay? And they understand. They probably read the chart and they see that Netflix is at the border of support. This is a great buy if it holds the support. Now, if it doesn't hold the support, it's not a good buy, okay? Because remember, it was at 130, and now it's at the support line of 10. It's at 104. The support line is 102. If it breaks 102, this is not good, okay? And the markets aren't good right now neither. We don't know if the markets are going down to 13,000 or 8,000, okay? Now, if the markets go to 13,000 or 8,000, Netflix could be in trouble here. Now, could you be buying on the way down? Yeah, but remember, it lost the support of the 200-day moving average. So this would be a big concern, okay? That means that the next support would be at around 98. About $98 a share, okay? About 98 would be the next support. After that would be about 96, and then you can go down to about 93, 94, okay? So there's still some other levels of support, but you remember, if you go past the 200, that then becomes resistance, and you're going to have a harder time to get through that, okay? So this could actually tumble to about 85, guys and girls. Will it? It all depends on the market, because a lot of times these stocks are putting out great numbers, but the market is bad and it takes it with it. And that's the problem with stock market. It's not based on just numbers if you're doing good. It's if the rest of the market is tanking, you're going to tank with it, because people are just copycatters, okay? They don't care that Netflix is breaking records or bringing in massive number of revenue. If the market is bad, everybody is selling, okay? It doesn't matter, and that's the problem with being able to say if this is a buy or sell. Okay, looking at it right now, it's a buy, in my opinion. But the problem is the market, if it goes to 13,000 or even at 8,000, this stock could actually go from 104.04 all the way to $50. I mean, but here's the good thing though, if you buy, if you bought, on the way, if you're buying on the way down, it's gonna, once the market levels itself out, it's gonna springboard all the way back up, and that's a good thing if you're buying on the way down, okay? Because this is a great company. It's got a lot of subscribers. It makes a lot of money, so they're not going anywhere. So just because the market is tanking, so if you want to buy it on the way down, cool. You know what I mean? Because it will springboard back up, as it's done many times in the last 3 years. But right now, I say it's a buy, but the market might dictate differently, because if Wall Street continues to tumble, everything's going to tumble with it on accident. Okay, so but the stock right now is a buy according to the chart. The SAR is at a sell, but where it's at right now on the 200 moving average, right on the support line, it's a buy. Okay, and then of course you can go from 104 back up to 117, and 117 is a resistance. You would have to break that to get to the SAR at 121, and then probably on the way back up to about 130. Okay, so there's some money to be made between 104 to 117, and then maybe up to about the 121 mark with the SAR, and maybe even up to the 130 to see if they can reach that. But other than that, it's a buy on the chart, but it's a sell on Wall Street, because Wall Street might be going down to 13,000 or maybe even 9,000 to 8,000. We don't know how bad this fall is going to be for Wall Street, and that makes Netflix a sell for the market and a buy on the chart. Whew, yeah, that's it for Netflix. Coming up next will be Nike, and then after Nike will be Amazon. Okay. So remember, all three of them are sells on the market because Wall Street is tanking. Okay, but that doesn't mean that they're that it's the chart doesn't say that it's a buy or sell. So the chart is a buy, but the market is a sell. So that's it. Eyes open.